All right. Good morning, everyone. Get the doors opened up here. Dan here with tradingology.com and the trading room for May 6th, 2021. We got a Thursday cooking, so good to see you guys coming in here. Get the ball rolling here. Quick look at the internals. We are not a happy market at the moment. Internals started positive, up about 500 issues, but it is now creeping up on negative 1,000. So it's a big stair step cruising down right now. Good morning, Andre. Good to see you. Volume is below the zero line, so we have negative volume coming in. Not real major movements yet. We see yesterday it was kind of muted, no major turns, just hovered slightly above positive. So we'll take a look at some of that. Lines are pretty close, so looks like this is a decent move down. So we'll expect that to keep going down. Interesting, I just quickly threw that line on the VIX last couple days ago, and that is holding true still. So we see higher and higher VIX numbers currently. Move the internals out of the way, and we see we are down across the board except for YM. Actually, YM has come back positive. We'll see if it drops shortly. It's hovering right around zero right now with a 0.03 positive, but ES is down over 0.25%, NQ is down 0.5%, and the RTY Russell 2000 is 1.5% down on the futures contracts. Good morning, Tom. Good to see you too. I have not seen Dave yet, so he might be busy. So we'll see what I can do for you guys and keep your stuff full. We'll take a look at what else is cooking here. Let me know if you got any questions along the way. Quick reminder, we do still have that sale going for elite memberships through Sunday. So you can check that out at elite.tradingology.com. Happy to answer any questions you have. And now let's take a look at our Thursday fun reports that we always see on our calendar. Let me bring the calendar up here. It is unemployment claims announcement day, forecasted 540. Everybody's happy because it's under the 500,000 line, except for those 500,000 people that newly filed for unemployment. But it is a green number. They're happy about that. So Bloomberg's all over it. U.S. jobless claims fall more than forecast to the pandemic low. So even though it's still 500,000 people, they're seeing it as a good sign. But the market isn't really caring about that right now because we are doing a little mini sell-off in the markets here. As we take a look at the indexes, we do see, we talked about it starting to roll over, right? Well, tech is definitely dropping. It's about to hit the 50 moving average, which may provide a little bit of support, but we're still so far above this 200 that everybody likes to watch. It's got a lot of room to go there. So the Dow has been the strongest though recently. We've definitely seen the Dow made a new high actually this morning again. As we mentioned, it is the only one that's positive. Yeah, tech and SPX are definitely down and making lower lows on the NDX on tech. We see the bearish herding filling in. Just the first column is starting to fill in. So this is another opportunity. We'll see if they take it or not for the bears to step in the door, which leads me over to the spreadsheet. If you guys are keeping track of this, one thing we noticed that was very interesting is very, very low average volume per share yesterday, under 1,000. So there's less and less volume going into this. David mentioned it, I think it was earlier this week even, that what's going to push us higher? Who's going to keep continuing this, this trend up? And we're seeing even less activity right now. So that's one thing to keep an eye on as we see volatility, is on the rise again, creeping up to 90% on the Dow spreadsheet. Pipeline and flow has given us warning indicators here, and the bullish herding is tailing off. We only had one column left. Swing signals down, buy sell signals trending lower. Everything is looking pretty bearish here. There's not a whole lot of bullish activity going on. So we'll see how long the Dow can hold on. If the bears actually come in, we see we are negative on the day right now for the supply demand indicator as well as the strength. And we are very negative on the NASDAQ side of the house. Let me dial this in. Yeah, we're almost at a negative 10 on strength. So that's a pretty big number for strength. So keep your eyes on that. Jump back to the spreadsheet real quick here for you. I didn't see anything that was bearish here other than it was a split on some cases where the SPX was down and the Dow was up. We'll swap that out for the NASDAQ over here. And much more bearish indicators, obviously, when we see that's been selling off sooner. Buy sell is already in negatives, continuing down. full pipeline red there, flows up to a negative or a red one, 21%. And empty vol is over 100%. So definitely bearish sentiments in that NASDAQ, which we see occurring. So that gave us the warnings before this big drop even happened. Major pipelines filling out. We're trailing on 4 days in a row with only 1 day. So almost a week and a half straight of down days on the NASDAQ. Just out of curiosity, we've seen some major reversals and or at least reversing the days. We had a big down day on the cryptos a couple days ago. Then it reversed it yesterday. What's today going to do? We will see. New little higher high on XRP there. Coinbase is making its all-time lows again since it's been IPO'd just a week and a half or so ago, or a few weeks ago. What are we on now? That was back on the 14th already. So time's flying there. Ethereum still up there above. Oh, one thing I should pull up. We were talking about this. You guys will get a kick out of this. Let's see where it's at. I haven't looked at it yet today. Not that we're trading it, but it's fun to watch it. Is that lumber, right? And we are making yet another higher high. We are up 0.25% today. Fibs has got the target on that at 1921. We'll see how crazy that looks. It looks like it's on a trajectory to still get there. So lumber prices are still increasing. Commodities are definitely going crazy. We saw that. Let me zoom in that screen. We made the jump across that trend line, and we actually had a gap up this week. So we'll see if that actually goes up and hits that 42.75 target. That might get there sooner than we expected. So our commodities trades are still looking really good. Andre, you should be happy about that one. I'm betting you like that if you're holding some of those positions. Let's see what else we got here. Our bonds are down, as we would expect with the market right now. So it definitely respected that long-term trend line. They keep saying there's no inflation rate, but everything, it's even on the local news. I caught it. They were talking about coffee shops going up 12%, gas prices, you name it. We're close to about $3 a gallon. How's gasoline looking in your neck of the woods, guys? I know you're in different parts of the country, so I'll be curious to see that. As we look at some of the headlines, we talked about that one. Anything news cooking here? Let's check out a new update on Bolton Secret Service Director. Let's get you guys out of the way. Tom, how's Colorado looking out there? I gotta come buy some fuel pretty soon, so I'm curious how you guys are looking. There we go. Now I can see this one. Yeah, CNBC had it all over the top too. Jobless claims tumbled to below 500,000. Another sign the labor market is reaching pre-pandemic levels. I would say that's up for argument. There might be a good discussion there that you might be not at pre-pandemic levels for employment. Tomorrow, I believe, is actually the unemployment rate. So we'll see where that comes at. So they're talking 5.8. Previous was 6. That's not pre-pandemic levels, if you ask me. But I'm not the expert there, so I just look at the data. We'll see what they say. Tom says, yeah, you're around $3 a gallon too, so you're going up. You bought a plug-in hybrid for a few months ago and haven't bought gas since I got the car. Very nice. That's one thing I did see too is Ford was talking about they're going to be able to start producing their own batteries pretty soon. So that's going to be an interesting one. If they're not dependent on other battery companies and they're making their own, that'll be good signs for EVs and the vehicles going forward. I believe that was Ford I saw that on. Let's see, who else we got here? Oh, we are starting to make a little tiny reversal on the internals. So it's probably leading to a slight uptick in the futures contracts. Let's take a look at that. Yep, there we go. Little bounce up. They can't let them go there. Pay about $1 in electric and it takes me as far as a gallon of gas. There you go. So that's $1 a gallon's pretty decent. Well, without my co-host, we may have a shortened session unless you guys got any, he says he misses the 80s exactly. Except for the gas war. I suppose that was probably what, 75, 76, that was before the 80s. I will never forget when I first started to drive, 97 cents a gallon, I think 93, may even hit 89 one time. That's the way back machine though. So yeah, that sure would be nice. Now, especially when I'm filling a 48 gallon tank for diesel, that's a good time. I always like to joke with people that start to complain about the price of gas and I just kind of sit back and chuckle. If they only knew. I'll open up to you guys. If you guys got any questions, let me know. Or if there's anywhere that I haven't covered that I usually do. Since our partner in crime from Strong Market, Dave, is out busy this morning. Looking for anything else that is late breaking news. Trade wisely and have a good plan. That's one thing that I always talk about is leveraging the good strategy. So that's, if you guys are new or if you're catching the recording here, always have a good strategy, know when to get in and out. And that's what I try and help out as much. So trying to stay as busy. Now, one thing I will say, if there's anything you're missing for either you guys that are here right now or anyone that's catching this later, if there's anything that you're looking for that we haven't provided yet, let me know and we'll see what we can do to do it. You know, what are you missing? What do you need? I'm here to try and help and make things easier for you and make you more successful. So shoot us an email, support@tradingology.com, and we'll do our best to put together whatever you need. So I'm happy to help. One nice thing that we do have, I will mention, we do have that long-term short trade on for the Russell 2000, which is obviously trading very nice right now, down at over 1%. A little bit of support here. We could drop down to our third level once again, but that trade is playing out still nicely. More of a swing trade versus a day trade, scalping trade that I've been famous for recently, but getting used to these swing trades again. And watching that one come through, got a long-term target down around 2100. So see how long it takes to get down there. We had that head and shoulders pattern. So we are in short trades on that right now currently still. So liking the way that one's working out. 21's getting closer every day. We're just about to break that 2200, obviously the big round numbers, as one of our members like to call them. Definitely see some support around there just because it's a big number. Once we break through that 22, we'll jump this guy out to a daily chart and I'll zoom it in to make it a little bit easier for you. It is making lower lows, which is a good thing. I know this will look a little funny with the person's pivots on it for a daily chart, but we can kind of see through that. This right here, this 2222 was an important one. We have broken that today. So now next we might take a step down around this 2165 will be the next interesting point to keep an eye on. But yeah, we do have a good target down around this 21 is the first target area. And then below that to take off as I squish this down, you can kind of see it. Here's the top, here's the left, here's the right. And now we're looking for lower. 200 EMA would be a sweet target as well, which is now below 2000. So if you're watching for that, there's a good one that we're watching play out. We are in a short trade on the Russell. It is the weakest one and taking the biggest hit right now the last few days. Definitely turning down looking for that. So keep your eyes on that and enjoy it if you're in it with us. Never advice, but just letting you know what we're doing. We'll zoom this guy back to 5 minutes so we're watching everybody else. And with that, gentlemen, I might bid you an early farewell. Have a great weekend. We are getting our first official camping weekend going, so getting the camper set up later tomorrow. So get to go fill that tank that we were just talking about. So good times for us. Looking forward to that. Hope you guys are well. If you are enjoying this, watching anything, I got to throw out the plea, hit that like button, give us a subscribe. We will keep sending out content and keep you guys informed on what we're doing. So Andre, Tom, as always, it's great to see you guys. And we'll wish Dave a farewell for the weekend. Maybe we'll catch him in the Slack channels later, and we'll be there soon. So thank you, Andre. Thank you, Tom. We will catch you next week.